So get this. What if I told you a country built the most advanced piece of technology on the entire planet and then ordered every single piece of it destroyed? It sounds like something out of a movie, right? But it actually happened. Today we are diving deep into the incredible and kind of tragic mystery of the Avro Arrow. Okay, so picture this. It's the absolute height of the Cold War. Tensions are through the roof. And right then, Canada rolls out a plane that was, well, it was years, maybe even decades ahead of everything else in the sky. It was just a staggering achievement of engineering and pure vision. And that is the big mystery here. I mean, look, it's one thing for the project to get cancelled, right? That happens. But systematically erase it, to make it like it never existed, that's something else entirely. So what on earth really happened? Alright, to really get to the bottom of this technological tragedy, we've got to go back and look at the world that even created the arrow to begin with. See, to get the arrow, you have to get the era. The threat of Soviet bombers coming over the North Pole, that wasn't just a movie plot. It was a very, very real fear. North America needed Defender, a new kind of interceptor that could fly higher and faster than absolutely anything the enemy had. And this was supposed to be the answer. The CF-105, better known as the Avro Arrow. And believe me, this wasn't just another jet. It was designed from the ground up to be the ultimate shield for the entire continent. A garden that built for the nuclear age. But, just calling it a shield really doesn't do it justice. The tech they packed into this thing, it was revolutionary. Let's just start with its raw, incredible speed. Mach 2. We're talking nearly twice the speed of sound. Now, you have to remember back in 1950s, that was just mind-blowing. It put the Arrow in a totally elite class of aircraft. It could climb and accelerate like pretty much nothing else in the sky. Okay, and check this out. Today, we talk about fly-by-wire like it's standard. And it is, in modern jets. The Arrow had it in the 1950s. It was basically using a computer to help the pilot fly, which made the plane way more responsive and stable, especially at those insane supersonic speeds. It was literally science fiction becoming reality. So, you've got this incredible, world-beating aircraft, a true testament to Canadian ingenuity. This should have been the start of a golden age for the country's whole airspace industry. But then came the day it all changed. So, after years of hard work, successful test flights, everything looking great, and then boom, the project is suddenly cancelled. Officially, they point to skyrocketing costs and this new idea of focusing on ballistic missiles instead of planes. But on February 20th, 1959, a day that's still known as the Black Friday in the Canadian aviation world, the dream was just over. And this right here is where this story takes a really dark turn. Because again, cancelling a project, that's one thing. But what the Canadian government did next, that was something else entirely. It was a deliberate, conscious effort to literally wipe the Arrow from the history books. So how do you do that? How do you just erase the most advanced jet on the planet? Well, the answer is with brutal, methodical efficiency. The government issued a direct order, and it was simple. Destroy everything. So first, took the welding torches to the completed jets and just cut them apart. Then all the blueprints, every single schematic, they were all ordered to be destroyed. And if that wasn't enough, even the specialist factory tools, the very things you'd need to build another one, all dismantled. This wasn't just a cancellation, it was a complete annihilation. I mean, the details are just heartbreaking when you think about it. These majestic, beautiful planes just brutally got up. The 30 or so jets that were still being assembled on the production line, same fate. And all of it, this absolute pinnacle of aerospace engineering, was sold off for the scrap metal. So the big question is, why? Why go to such insane extremes? Well, the official reason given was security. The fear was that the Arrow tech, especially that incredible fly-by-wire system, was just too advanced. They couldn't risk it all falling into Soviets' hands. So the logic was, to protect the technology, they had to destroy it. So, okay, the immediate result was a bunch of scrap metal where incredible planes used to be. But the long-term consequences, the ripple effects of that one decision, you could argue they were even more devastating for Canada. Think about it, the project is gone. So now you have thousands of the world's best aerospace engineers and they're suddenly out of a job. This sparkled a massive brain drain, with many of them moving down to the United States. And you better believe their talents were snapped up fast by American companies, and yep, NASA. In fact, many former Arrow engineers became key figures in the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo programs. They literally helped put a man on the moon. So, the real takeaway here is just profound. Canada didn't just lose a plane, it lost its spot at the very forefront of airspace innovation. It really wasn't just the end of a dream, and it kicked off a long, long period of what ifs for an entire industry. And that's the question that still haunts people to this day. What would the world of aviation even look like if the Arrow had been allowed to fly? What other incredible innovations would have come next? It's just a powerful reminder that sometimes the most brilliant, groundbreaking ideas are also the most fragile.